Hello, you fine people. We are hanging out today with the Demon Phil from Comics and More New Jersey. He's going to take a couple minutes and introduce himself. We got exciting new stuff for Kickstarter Pause today. New stuff we're going to be trying. So Phil gets to be the guinea pig today. But first, he's going to tell you about something exciting that's coming and all the exciting stuff he does.
Hey, Demon Phil, Comics and More New Jersey. Hopefully you know who I am. You've seen some of the stuff I do. If you don't, Comics and More New Jersey, you can find us by that name on both Facebook and YouTube. I have channels that are on both of those, doing interviews, book reviews, live unboxings, all kinds of fun stuff. We have an online storefront where we sell damage repurposed jewelry in the form of keychains, necklaces, pins, and now double-sided dog tags. And then we also sell some books as well. But on top of that is something else, and I wanted to go ahead and bring this up, is I actually do marketing for the industry. So we actually have a Kickstarter that'll be launching tonight called Vampires of New Jersey, created and written by Alton Simpson, and I am the VP of marketing for this. Tonight at 7 p.m., we will have a launch party on my channel. So please, everyone who is watching this or will be watching this, join in. It's going to be a blast. We're going to be on there for an hour before we go ahead and hit that button. We will have the creative cast, as many of them will show up in there on my show, and we're going to have fun with it. But again, it's Vampires in New Jersey. Is going to be launching tonight. Definitely looking forward to it and having some fun with the Kickstarter group. And here I am on Rob's show.
Tell us what the show, it's Kickstarter, right? Yeah, Kickstarter. Tell us about the Kickstarter real quick. We'll see it in a little while, but tell them what it is because you're at the beginning of the show and everyone watches.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'd be more than happy to. So it's it's called Vampires New Jersey. Basically, it is The Sopranos meets True Blood. That's the best way to explain it. If you were in New Jersey, which I live here, you've got a lot of people that deal with the business around here, if you know what I mean. And if Louisiana happened to have some of their supernatural folk, shall we say, in the vampire realm that actually came in and challenged the family, what would happen? Well, there would be a lot of bloodshed. There would be a lot of turmoil. There would be a lot of action, drama. There's a lot of things going on, but it's also spinning off into some other titles as well, because now we've introduced werewolves into it. And now with this Kickstarter coming up on here, we're going to start introducing witches. So there's a lot of things that are coming into this. So we will have Werewolves of Brooklyn and Witches of Westchester will also be coming out of this. So it is a huge, huge universe that Alton Simpson has created with this.
I know I'm excited to see it. And of course, I'm excited to see your reaction to all the amazing crowdfunding projects that we have currently on. So let's get to it. And of course, we're going to bring in the comicbookadvocates.com. You guys are going to be excited. We're going to be excited because we're going to see some awesomeness today. So remember, I said there was going to be a change. So we're trying something out today, and we're probably going to add to the rules next week. But first, let's go with the basics. Who wants to play? What is Kickstarter Pause? Well, it is when a guest sits down to watch all the crowdfunding videos and that we are advocating for, and hits pause on the video when their interest is lost in the video. That's right, kids. There's some peril. This is a fun way to teach creators about attention spans and what works and does not work on their videos. Want to be a guest? Have a crowdfunding campaign? Comment below. And yes, you can put comments on our site. A lot of people don't realize that. You reach out to us too at comicbookadvocates@gmail.com. All right, kids. So here's the twist today. We brought back Indie Advocates Last Rights. Of course, we're no longer Indie Advocates, so we're going to redo that little decal that we have here for Last Rights in the coming weeks. But for now, we've used it just as a throwback as we're changing our names over to Comic Book Advocates. So here's the basic idea. We're going to give every one of these creators 2 minutes where Phil cannot hit the gong. He can't do anything. He has to wait 2 minutes. And at that 2 minute part, he can pause it. And at the end of the videos, he gets to say what he felt about it. This is being done because we respect the last week being so important. We're trying to give you a fair share. The reason for 2 minutes is we had Camilla from Kickstarter. She works in the actual Kickstarter department, helping out creators. And she always tells the creators, don't go more than 2 minutes. So we're going by her standards. So you got 2 minutes now. And this is all for the people who are in their last write phase, which is the last week that they're on the show. So you ready, Phil? You ready to sit through 2 minutes and then get near the buzzer?
Absolutely.
We should put like a timer. I got to see if I can put a timer in actually this program for this in the future. I'll have to look that up. I think there might be a way. We're going to have to figure that out. I'll get a video that just shows a 2-minute countdown, and then you'll know. All right, so here we go. Here is Super Shorts. This is from our friend Danny J. Quick. You got 2 minutes, Danny. He's got 3-minute and 50-second video.
COVID-19 has caused Morgan to not be able to get a haircut, so please excuse his wolfiness right now.
Yeah.
Also, we could not use the public park area that we wanted to record in
Because they literally took
everything from the park.
like there's not even tables.
There's not even a slide there. So we're here in the front yard, in the front of
Interesting times.
pretty much. So what's up, everybody? It's your boy. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Danny J. Quick.
Working obviously, we're the creators of the Super Shorts podcast.
Where we tell superhero short stories. Yes, that's what we do.
Yeah.
So you may know us, me, Danny, and Morgan, from our previous Kickstarter campaigns for our comic books, Ace Blade and Lumberjacks.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do is, because indie comics take so long to come out, we decided that we wanted to tell more stories about our characters in podcast form. So we started telling little short stories, and we were really just doing it to keep our writing skills strong. And we decided to do it as a podcast.
Look, in the beginning, it was like, kicking some stuff around, like it was like kind of keeping, literally what Daddy just said, we were keeping ourselves sharp in between time. And
the main reason that we want to do the Kickstarter is because, number one, we need to take it up to the next level. Me and Morgan are doing all the voice acting right now, and while Morgan is a good voice actor, your boy is not. Okay,
and vice versa, where he narrates well, I am terrible.
So what we'll do is starting with season 4, if our Kickstarter is successful, we're gonna find voice actors for Ace Blade and Lumberjacks, who are the main 2 characters. We wanted to get voice actors because when you think about some of your favorite cartoons like Batman, they had Mark Hamill, who did the
I think that's 2 minutes, right?
I'll tell you right now.
Cartoon, and then still iconic. And then you got Kevin Conroy.
Let's see. It's hard because you can never see the bar here.
Like,
they have 30 seconds.
Voice
right.
Can embody our character better than we can.
Especially because we want to get to the point where we're animating our stuff and having those voice actors that have already become associated with the podcast. And that's blow it up and get bigger. We want to already have those voice actors solidified and be able to give them a career as we go forward, and they will go forward with us, and they'll take over our corner of the universe.
Absolutely. So why not start now? Let's go ahead and do it. So we appreciate your help. We appreciate your support. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your wife, tell your sons and your daughters.
Tell your mama had a good time. Like, don't tell her right after you ask for money.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Unless you're asking for money that's going to donate to the podcast.
Yeah.
All right, you can pause now. Did you want to pause? Yeah. Okay. So, guys, talk to us. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, first and foremost, and again, I'm trying to be constructive on this. I'm not being, just completely negative, but they opened it up with negative statements on there about how they usually go to the park, but they can't go to the park. That immediately takes me to a negative field for what's going on. You've got to create and generate the excitement as soon as you go ahead and turn that video on to go ahead and get as many likes and follows and shares as you possibly can from this. That was the first thing. After that, we have said this many times before on the panel, but we want to see the art. We want to see what's going on. We want to see covers. We want to see art. We want to see what's happening. And there needs to be, if you're going to be on there at all, you need to show a lot of energy while you're there. And I'm just not getting that energy off of this video. That's what I'm gathering.
What do you think about the concept?
The concept is good. I like the concept about talking about superhero stories and trying to do things. I do like that. If they would have put it together where they showed more of the stuff and then had the audio overlay while they were talking in the background and actually showing more of the art and the concepts they were wanting to go ahead and have as a viewing deal on there, that would have looked a lot better. But you really need to have the higher energy on there to go ahead, because the video has to be the main focal point that makes it where you want to scroll further into the project itself.
Do you think
And I honestly think that as far...
I'm sorry,
go ahead.
I was saying, do you think podcasts can actually work that way, where they could possibly deliver more information in between comics? Because I think that's a brilliant idea.
It is a brilliant idea, absolutely. It's just the delivery method. I think they could do better with the delivery method on this to kind of showcase it off. I would love to be able to see something like that on a podcast where you actually have the go-between on there, but it's just not catching me. It's not grabbing me right off the bat to go ahead and look more into it. And that's what I'm looking for, is that aha moment while you're going along in the video going, I can't go any further without going ahead and looking down on this.
All right, and that's fair. That's fair. I mean, okay, so I'm going to try to get us a timer set up for the future ones. So this one, though, I know is 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I know it's 2 minutes and 10 seconds, and I know that because it's my video. So instead of playing it this way, I'm just going to play it in an overlay, so it'll be a little more pure for everyone to watch. And I'm pretty excited about this, and then I'm excited to hear your opinion on it at the end of it. So here we go. This is my video. This is my last plea. It ends Mother's Day. This is Cat Dad and Super Mom. An all-ages tale that teaches morals with farts and shows the power of imagination that will entertain everyone in your family, including the parents reading the book. Thank you for hitting play and allowing us to introduce you to Cat Dad and Super Mom, the award-winning Farts with Morals storytelling awesome adventure that people seem to love. And we could keep going that way. We could use words that could try to get you to be excited and convinced to buy it, but I'd rather just be honest with you. I'd rather be humble with you and tell you why I created the story. You see that little boy over my shoulder, right over there, and the other side, the super mom, and the big elephant that farts? All of that is based on my boy. He's a special needs 5-year-old who I love with all my heart. And he has made me a better man and has taught me what unconditional love is. So if this story is about him, the standard had to be higher. That's why I got one of the best artists in the world in Raheel Mohsin. I got Chuck Pinault, who has done such great work as an editor and as a writer himself, to be part of this. Both of them became co-creators because of how much passion went into this. It was about passion for creating a top-notch story that was meant to entertain your entire family, and I think we did that. The rest, they're all keywords. They're all ways to convince you to do it. Truthfully, this is a story that matters to me, and it had to be one of the best stories that I wanted to share with you. It advocates for people who get bullied, and it advocates for the right things to do when you see someone get bullied. It advocates for being a better human being, but it also represents my son. And because of that standard, because of the fact that my son is in this book, it had to be one of the best things I could create, probably in my entire career. Anytime my son is attached to something, it is that high of a standard for me. So if you're looking for a reason to back this Kickstarter, it's because, well, because I love my son, and I wouldn't put anything out with his name on it that wasn't amazing. Thank you for watching, sharing, and backing Cat Dad and Supermom, and Ella Fart never forgets. All right, so welcome back. I've got a timer now that we can get for any other videos. What do you think, Demon?
Well, I mean, we've already kind of discussed, because I actually brought you onto my show for an interview, and we talked about this, but I'm going to go ahead and let everyone else know, because there's not too many times that I can watch this that I get tired of it at all. So as far as videos go, we've talked in great detail on the panels and everything in the past about you want to have the art first and foremost. You don't want to be talking so much about it. You want to put that passion into it. Well, what Rob did with this, and I believe, is actually put the passion first on there, showed some of the art on there, but you were showing the absolute reason why you were even wanting to make this book. First of all, if you ever watch this and you decide to pause on this particular video, then you should be drawn and quartered for not having a heart at all. It hits the heartstrings. It does, and you do it for the right reasons. And the video itself is actually, it goes through all of the different phases it needs to. You have the fun factor where you have fun at the very beginning, and it's fun because you're actually making fun of things that have happened in the past, and the scenarios that you dislike the most are being put out there in some of the videos. But it's quick whenever you put it up there, so it draws the attention. In going from there, you actually dig deeper into what the book is actually about, what it's for, who it's for, why it was written. You're hitting all of those main factors going through there. So as a backer, that's the reason that I went ahead and went on there and decided this is a have to go ahead and go through on this, and everyone else that goes through on this as well. You definitely need to go look at this. You definitely need to get on this, because it's not only a great story that has a great moral, it's done for the right reasons, and a ton of heart's put into it. That's my play on it.
I appreciate that. I truly. We're going to move on, and a little bit of internet hiccups a bit, and we're going to move on to our next amazing project. So this one, it's our last. Oh, of course, I get the timer out, and there's no video. So this doesn't have a video. So this is just going to be ending this week. If you guys don't know, Princess vs. Zombies, brought to you by Tom Hutchinson. He's from Big Dog Inc. Phil? Am I right on that one?
Big Dog Inc. Yes.
Big Dog Inc. Yeah.
Yes.
So doing some great stuff. Definitely got some interesting Fright for Your Friends stuff going on with some cool new playable game cards. So if you're into gaming and comics, this might be the Kickstarter for you. And now Phil has been empowered to stop any Kickstarter at any point because we're done with the last rights. But before we go any further, we're going to talk about Into the Sock. Again, no video for this, but in this one it makes sense because this was a friend of mine, Keith Thomas, who died of a stomach cancer. And he's not around to advocate for it, so it felt weird. I know CB Zane had said that it felt weird to have a video without him in it, so they've never gone the way of a video. They've always avoided having a video. But this is a legacy project. I'm a backer. If you guys are interested in it, definitely back it today. It's a great story. It even had a story in The Advocator, which I now have as my co-host behind me, comic books, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Check that out. We actually had her in our comic book. So I got to have her in a story that I wrote, but I never wrote anything for her because that was Keith's job. And so far, it's all been Keith's writing. So super amazed by that and super honored to be able to still advocate for my friend who I still miss to this day. All right, so we got Driver 8. You ready for Driver 8? This is brought to us by Jerry Jones. Here, you ready for it, Phil?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Starts a concerto. A tiny pebble starts an avalanche. Thus it is with all things. The smallest thing leads to the largest. And so it shall be, day in and day out, until humanity's last day.
All right, so you got a little bit through the video. Let me see if I can mute this so we can just watch the rest of it in the background, because this has got some more to go. So go ahead. What happened, Phil?
So the main reason I paused is because we were going through and it was actually going well. I mean, you had artwork, you had the overlay on there, you had, I liked it wasn't too dramatic on the way that the speech was on there, but it was enough to go ahead and get your attention. And then they went into the overly dramatic music that just blared right into it. And it just took my complete focus off of the entire book. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there was a certain tempo that was being set on there, and they just went way above on tempo, and they should have had where it plateaued somewhere in there and actually had a good peak point, and I just did not see that.
And that makes sense. By the way, Luke says hi to us. Luke turned 40 yesterday. Happy belated birthday. Luke's a frequent guest on the shows and even Kickstarter Pause itself. And he says hello to you too, Phil. So talk to me about what they could have done different for you towards the end. Is there a way to show that art? And because it does feel like they kind of just stopped caring about the content and just wanted to show art. Is there a way they can do that without just blasting music?
So your artwork should go ahead and tell the story even without lettering in most cases. So as long as it is, you got to put some thought process into it and what you put up there to go ahead and show the flow that you want on there. Like I said, I've mentioned about tempo. As long as you control the tempo on the video that's on there, you can actually go ahead and have from beginning to end without having many words at all, and go ahead and have the story in there, and then just kind of throw your pitch very subtly in there, because that's all you're wanting to do with your first video. If you wanted to do a secondary or third video later down on the Kickstarter, that's fine, but this needs to be your primary one to go ahead and grab that attention. And what I would recommend is keep going with the way that you were going with the storyline on how it was being brought up. Keep showing the art on there. Make it not incredibly long. You don't want to have, too much on there, but you want to get enough on there to get the attention. The overly dramatic music and then the blasting of just a whole bunch of art pages at the speed of light, that doesn't do anything for me on that.
And, I can totally get that. So we're going to move on to our next Kickstarter, which is Terra Lumpus, I think is how you pronounce it. And
Terra Lumpus,
thank you. I always get that one wrong. It's just one of those dyslexia ones. Luke, we're actually going to send you an invite to come join us if you want, because I know you and Demon Phil are friends, and we're all friends of this show. And I think he was here the first time you were on the show.
I believe so.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to let our guest here have the power to pause, and here you go. Use it wisely. Let's unmute it. Did someone say pause?
No, I said that was loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys want to watch the rest of it? I'm sorry for the viewing audience who have your headphones in and you just heard that. I don't like this long, sudden booms. I get it. I understand it. Doesn't mean I like it. But you guys want me to keep playing?
Yeah, if you'll keep going with it. I want to see what's going on with it. Yeah, I'm going to pause.
Sorry, my mouse wasn't responding because I was at the edge of it. I had to go back. All right, guys. So, well, first off, Luke, welcome. Happy belated birthday. You're 40 now. It's all down the hill. You're going to start clicking more than a remote. So, do you want to introduce yourself real quick? Tell them who you are. Tell them. Of course, you don't have any power over two of the Kickstarters today because they're yours.
Yeah, and I don't want to have any power over them. So,
yeah.
My name's Luke. I'm I do all the words and the pictures for a comic called Hybrids: The Sons of Gods. I also work as the project manager for a company called Starcross Comics, and you can find out more about me at lukestonestudios.com. You can also go over to starcrosscomics.com and pick up some great books today. Some of them have my name on it.
All right. Well, getting back to it, we're going to move on to Demon Phil. Give us your opinion of this video. Why did we pause?
Again, for me, it's the tempo. We were there. I mean, it was a little dry as far as because we're having the subtitles on there. You have to read it as you go along. But I mean, the artwork was actually really good. So it was another one of those things where without lettering, it was still telling the story. And then it went to the overly dramatic tempo on there of, shaking the panels and shaking the different characters on there on it. Whereas it was, it was more fluid before. So just by changing that tempo on there kind of had me where I was like, I think I've seen enough on this.
Would you actually go look at the Kickstarter, both of you? Would this be enough for you to go, let me explore the rest of that Kickstarter?
I think I backed this, but it wasn't because of the video. It was because I saw something about it on Facebook and it looked interesting to me there. Okay,
that's fair. That's fair. Demon?
For me, I mean, the artwork is there. I like the way the art is. I'm a fan of the highly inked books like that instead of going, full color on some, depending upon what it is, of course. But I like the way the art was done on that. So it's something I would definitely pay attention to.
All right. Speaking of paying attention, let's pay attention to our next video. And this one, while you can comment at the end, Luke, you just don't get to press pause, okay?
Yeah.
All right, because he is directly involved because of Star-Crossed Comics. So.
Exactly. And I lettered the book, and I drew the variant cover. So, yeah, I can't pause this one.
Totally on you, Demon Phil. No pressure.
No pressure.
Phil, I will warn you, it's a bad video.
I like that you owned it. Oh, yeah.
Well, Ken owns it too. He's like, I can't believe it's made so much money with that bad video. He said that last night.
Awesome, Ron.
Sorry, we're gonna go back so Ken can start over. There we go, Ken.
Here's the cover for Red Talon 2. This is the very first copy that's ever been printed. If you guys decide to back this book, this is what you're gonna get. 18 pages of awesome, raw, untapped comic action story. It's published through Star-Crossed Comics. This is the second book. You can also pick up the first book in this Kickstarter as well. That's what the first book cover looks like. You got the inside cover. Here's Talon and his allies. They're going to be introduced. We have Maoki the Wolf, Teleport, Red Talon, Night Eye, and Calyx. This is a recap from the first issue. And then boom.
I'm going to pause.
We got some beautiful art and action here.
It won't pause. Oh my God, it wouldn't stop.
Phil made it longer than I thought he would. Man, you are one patient dude.
I was done. I was focusing on sharing this video being like, when will it end? When I do understand it though. He was doing a video that made you think he was so poor he needed every dollar you could spare. I can't afford it.
It's actually pretty accurate. Dude, that's actually very very, very accurate for Ken. He just lost his job.
Now, I'll be honest.
Like,
I actually,
nothing.
Yeah, I actually want to see, more about the project. I was getting kind of motion sickness, to be honest. Whenever we started moving all around the room and going around to different things that weren't right there next to each other, it really threw me off a little bit on that one. So I'm interested in what the project would be. Just the delivery system is just not there. It should have been digitals leading up to it. Or if you're going to do where you're flipping through it, it needs to all be right there, ready to go.
Yes, and yes.
Well, now let me ask you a question. Since you're from Star-Crossed, why didn't you guys kind of step in and go, no, this can't?
We have. Ken just hasn't changed it yet.
Oh no, that's even worse. That is much worse.
He's like, I can't believe it's not even like, it's like, hey, you need to change this. So, but yeah, he's got like 2 weeks left. So we're probably going to work on changing that video this week. That's going to be that's on our plate to do that. Cause that is a bad video.
Yeah. You gotta like have it like at the bottom, be like, this is where he started while he was homeless, but we got him in a house now and he's okay now. He's going to survive. We kid you, Ken, of course, you did something. And I do want to point that out. As long as you're doing something, you're winning, you're on Kickstarter, you've done this, a lot of love to you, but that is the Blair Witch Project video that no one ever wanted. Sorry.
And it's so funny because he owns it and he knows it. It's like he's like, yeah, that video sucks. He goes, he actually watched when you had the one guest on that was from Kickstarter, and she went through it, and he goes, that's a really bad video, but I can't believe it's still making money.
But here's the thing: if you're making money with that bad of a video, how much more could you make with a good video?
That is a very true
Exactly.
statement.
Yeah. People can't be like, well, it's working. No, it's not working like you think it does, because I bet you there are a bunch of people who got turned off by that quality.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to have like a Marvel studio, but the fact that you're not trying a little harder could be a turnoff to some backers. And you're not going to win everybody. I get that. I'm not saying you're going to win with everybody. You're never going to win with everybody, but you should try to win with as many people as you can. So Luke makes a good video. Ask for a favor. Ask him for a favor. Be like, Luke, do you know any good voice actors?
I know a couple.
But I mean, the art looks good. It looks interesting. He's a parent. I don't know who the other guy is. I know Ken. Who's the other guy?
That's his dad.
Oh, okay. Cool. It's a family thing.
Yeah, he and his dad co-created Red Talon. And then he has some friends and other family members that created some of the other characters in there, and he created some of them himself. And they've put this book together, and it's been a family effort. In fact, he was telling us last night on Brian Morris's show, Clever Title Pending, that I guess his parents are split, but they've actually worked together to help with promoting this book and stuff. And so it's been very nice. It's been very good for their family.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, I like the artwork, the way it's set up. I like the covers. Everything is speaking to me as far as looking at digital content that you're going through. It's just the actual video just didn't do it for me.
Well, we'll fix that for you, Phil. That way you can come back on next week and be like, hey, it's better.
Hey, absolutely. I am all about learning from mistakes and bettering yourself and everything, because in case y'all haven't known, I am not a professional at what I do with interviewing it at all. I'm learning as I go.
You do well, Phil. I enjoyed being on your show. Sorry, I got a package, and we recently sprayed for ants today, and the UPS guy put it right where I sprayed for ants. I was like, ew! Ew! I was like, I have to go outside with gloves and get the stuff out of the box. Luckily, it's in a cardboard box, and nothing's wet out there. Because now they send you pictures. Check that out. You get a picture of them putting the box there. So when you try to, for you who call up and go, it was stolen, they're like, we got a picture. When was it stolen? Listen, motherfucker, don't make me come down there and check your house.
Yeah, they're pretty serious about that now.
Yeah, well, I mean, how many people did it? I saw people be like, just do that. You can get free stuff. And I've had shit stolen. It's not funny. That shit is not funny. I lived in Queens, man. You had to get your package within a half an hour. It was no longer your package. All right, so Beautiful Dreamers, a coloring book by Jinx Coroander. I'm saying that wrong. Anyone want to try that one?
I'm not even going to attempt it. I don't want to offend anybody.
Is it Corona, dude?
Coronado.
Coronado. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Coronado. Thank you, Phil. We don't have a video to play because we will show off the Kickstarter. Great art in it. Definitely go check it out on your own time. Sorry, but just we got kicked off of off YouTube 2 years ago, and this is just the standard that we'll live by. So we're going to go on to our next Kickstarter. I know Demon Phil knows a lot about this. I'm curious to see if he presses the pause button. We're going to have to see right now as we introduce Monty Moore's Local Hero. Oh, there it is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Monty Moore. Welcome to the Maverick Art Studio, where today we are bringing you Loco Hero. It's a passion project of mine, and it's the first time I've ever done a creator-owned, self-published comics project. So the idea came to me in 2014 when I was at the San Diego Comic-Con, and I was moving along in front of the convention center. And on the one side of me, a group of cosplayers dressed as superheroes. And on the other side, I was passed by a woman clearly living on the street and struggling with mental health issues. And this genesis of this idea came to me. What if I was to combine those two realities, both a little bit skewed, if you will, and bring together the idea of a woman, a character who thought she was a superhero. The story of Brina Hernandez is one of a woman born of an immigrant father, but also raised very patriotically. She had a love for our country, and so she does go into the Army. And when her squad is destroyed, she comes out of the Army. She's a bit of a broken woman, and she's dealing with PTSD and survivor's guilt. And like a lot of our veterans, unfortunately, she ends up living on the streets. And when she takes a head trauma, it causes a stress-induced dissociative disorder that compels her to be a hero. And her reality is skewed, and so she might not always see the world the same way that we do. And it creates a wonderful opportunity for both the art and the storytelling for this unique character. I'm very proud of the art team that I've assembled for this project. Donnie and Sean doing the interiors of coloring.
Yeah, pause.
All right, so what's going on, guys?
I want to see more art. I don't feel like I can really see it very much in there. What art I do see, I don't know that. I mean, it's he's an attractive woman, you know. So I mean, there's that.
Do you notice hold on, Jackson? Do you notice the art scrolling on the TV back there?
I do, but it's got some glare on it, and I would actually rather just hear the voiceover with more art. I really just want to see the content of it. I want to see the sequential pages and things like that. I mean, if it's just drawn like a bunch of pinups, then I'm not going to be interested. But I mean, if it's telling me a story, that I'm going to be interested. I normally don't care about who the creative team is unless I know them personally. It's always about the story for me, because I mean, I've bought books before from big name publishers that had a particular writer's or artist name on it, and it did not live up to the hype of that person or whatever. So yeah, I'm not really into the team really as much as I am to the work itself, but it's a decent concept.
Phil?
I agree. I mean, I agree. I've done a lot of research on this as well, because actually Monty's going to be on my show tomorrow. So I've had to do a lot of research onto his stuff to prepare for that. But what I would like to see is, yes, he's showing that passion that we talked about earlier, which is you have that option of doing that on there in your work and all, but he needs to show more of the work as well. He's showing a lot that's on the banner behind them, on the screen behind them, and the covers that are over there to the side and everything. But that's just what you would see if you go into an LCS or something like that. We need to see what's in the story, what's going on with that. And then once he hit about going into the artist, that's something that you can put down towards the bottom of the Kickstarter to talk more about, yes. But to go ahead and hit that hook to go ahead and go fishing, you got to have something out there that'll go ahead and hook them right off the bat as soon as they get that page. I absolutely love the way the book is done and all of the art that I have seen for it and all, because he's been posting up a storm all over Facebook. I know that. But as far as the video itself, it could have had more. And I'm sorry to use that. I don't mean the M-O-O-R-E on this one, just the M-O-R-E.
Now, I will say this to him. I've interviewed him, and this isn't about a bias or anything like that. It's just an observation. Let's put it that way. Sometimes someone is an established voice in a community, and they can afford to be front and center. And in this circumstance, that might have been the approach. They know him. He's had a long litany of stuff in the past. He has produced a lot. But like everyone's saying here, there's such beautiful art in this. We really wish he'd flex those muscles. Because when we go to the Kickstarter, I'll show you off what I'm talking about right now. When we go to the Kickstarter itself, you'll see such beautiful art. And imagine if he's talking with that passion and we suddenly see some art like this flash through our screens. You know, all this beautiful art that he's part of. And I do think that the video did him a disservice to not fully get all of these amazing, like I would have put that blown up right there. The Wonder Woman-ish feel to it. Like there's definitely a missed opportunity of some great art flashing by, because he doesn't, I've watched the video, he does not actually ever go back to actually finish, and I'll show you. It's just him talking the rest of the time. That's why we didn't even hit pause. And I do get that they're playing it behind the scenes, and but like Luke said, sometimes that's just not the same thing. So, but I do love his passion. I love the fact that he's energetic. So, I do wish. Good afternoon, Eric Hawkins. I do wish there was more art because he has such beautiful art. You guys got to check out this campaign and get to this page. He's definitely someone I am a fan of. And what I'm so proud about this, I don't know if you guys know this, he was on a panel with me. I think, Luke, you were actually later in the panel for me for that. What were we at? Geek Out? GeekCon? No, no, it was CyberCon. Either way, you were with me for both. You came on for the panels, but we were in an earlier panel with Monty, me and Chuck, and he's there like, with everything that's going on with this virus, I don't want to kickstart it. And we were like, no, kickstart it, go, green light it. So I'm really proud of him for doing it. He threw this video together. Like the rest of you guys, I do wish he'd asked me for a little bit more advice because I would have told him. And Luke saw my original video. I did my original video for Kickstarter, and a lot of people don't realize this about Kickstarter. Jax! Sorry. A lot of people don't realize this with my Kickstarter. I put it together in 3 days, launched it on the 4th day after it got approved. And Luke had seen me how quickly I went. And the 4th day was when Camila saw the video.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm in so much trouble. And everything she said, I went back and I fixed and I put out a new video. So I stress this about the program. If you're not listening to us, you're missing opportunities. Luke listened to Madeline Rosing, and he did an amazing job. He got this great voice actor to help him out, and he raised like $10,000 more. $10,000 more just based on that voice actor.
10,000, yeah.
10,000. No, seriously though. He did. He was like, I never looked at it that way. I see it, and I want to do better, and I want to be a better creator, and I want to raise the bar, and I want to be a more professional creator. I heard bad review about my video. The same thing I did was like wake up and go, you know what? I can do better. And guess what? I did better. And when everyone saw, and I got high reviews on the first video when I sent it out to my friends. When I updated it, and Luke,
yeah,
what do you think of it? Was it a huge difference between the 1 and 2?
I do. I actually do think it was a huge difference between 1 and 2. The core of the second one, I mean, it's still the same voiceover. It's still the same piece of audio. You did add more about kind of what the campaign was and the book was at the beginning. But then when you started bringing in pictures of the art, you started bringing in pictures of the other creators. And really when you brought in a picture of Jax, when you get to see Jaxie, that was, it all really brings that together. And so it's never too late to change your video. Never too late to change your video.
And if you're not listening, you're not hearing, you're not learning, you're not growing.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one of those things that you have to actually do. So we're going to move on. I think Monty's got a great product. I personally love the fact that he was energetic, took a chance when he thought it would be a bad time. So my hat's off to him, but I do wish you still got time, Monty. A little more art. Come on, show us more. As we always say on this show, stop the sizzle, show the steak.
I like to see the action too. I mean, we see like I said, we see the pinup stuff there, but I would like to see the action.
And he does have the actions in the back video. All you'd have to do is transfer that screen from. He's already cut together a video. Just put that overlaid and let us see the stuff. So
it's hard to see on the little screens that you watch on the phones and stuff.
Yeah, Monty, I hope you hear us, and I hope you add some art because we love your art. Speaking of things we love to take a trip to Oz. Let's find out what Eric Hawkins is doing in this prequel, No Rest for the Wicked in the Zombiful World of Oz.
See it.
What?
I can't see it.
I can't either.
Yeah. You need to scroll up.
Or you're on a different screen.
Hold on. Can you see it now?
No, I still see a Loco Hero.
There we go.
Luke?
I see Loco Hero.
I don't know what, because on my command screen, you're looking at this, not Local Hero. Let me do this. I see
Zombiful World of Oz now.
Luke, do you see it?
I do not.
Huh. How about now?
I do not.
All right, let me do this. I'll remove it from the stream. What do you see?
I see you and Phil.
Okay, so now what do you see?
I see a spinning wheel.
Yeah, it's something with your internet provider. We'll wait a second. Tell us when you reconnect, because if Demon sees it, then it's got to be there. So
Yeah.
And you can still hear us, so it's not like you're not.
I see your videos and everything. Yeah, I see you. I see your guys' cameras and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So, I'll even remove it entirely, and maybe if I can bring up a new video, that will help you. So, give me 1 second, in case somehow you got caught in it. Do you see?
Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
All right.
There it is.
Technical problem fixed. Let's get it done. All right, Eric, you're up on the hot plate.
Pause.
Phil, would you like to continue? Because as we have 2 guests, we do ask the second guest if they'd like to continue.
Yeah, let me continue a little bit longer.
Okay.
Okay, pause.
I can't hear you. I'm rocking out. I can't hear you. I'm rocking out.
I know.
Like, I wouldn't pause that ever. That was awesome. And I know exactly what Luke's going to say, but I'm a sucker for a good beat.
That's a great song.
I can't stop it. It's sacrilegious for me to stop it. That's why I was like, Phil, don't. You're a demon. You're a demon, damn it.
That sounds good. I love the music. I love the font he chose. My only problem was it went real fast to give me enough time to read it.
Exactly.
Probably could have used a voiceover there. A voiceover would have been perfect. Go ahead, put the words on the screen as well, but just voice over that stuff. That way you know how long it takes to read it before it changes. The art on this is great. I tell you what, I backed this thing before I even saw it. Like, I didn't need to watch any of it because he had been talking about this book weeks prior, and I backed it as soon as it went live because zombies in Oz. Heck yeah, why not? Right?
And the same here. I mean, I did the same thing, and I feel the exact same way you do, Luke, on that it just went way too fast on the initial screens with, getting some kind of focus on what the story is about. I was so focused on the music, I'm not even gonna lie. So I'm going along with it and everything's great, but all of a sudden the screen goes by and I don't know what it said. But now I'm invested in who these characters are, and that's why I wanted to see a little bit of art and see how that was going to go. I like the art. I like the way the characters are. I like everything that's done on there. The soundtrack is phenomenal, but it just goes way too fast on there. If he would have slowed it down or done, like you said, the voice overlay on there, it would have been perfect.
Yeah, it would have been. And there's still time, Eric. There's still time.
I'll tell you what, honestly, what I would do with this video is I do it in reverse. Cut out the very beginning. Show all your characters first. Get them engaged. Yeah. Let them fall in love. Let them get headbanging. Well, they'll hang out at the back of it and start reading. And actually,
because that art is really good. Now, I don't even know. I think Eric did the art on this.
Yes, Eric is the writer, the artist. He's doing it all. And the word on the street is we're getting an actual video. And Eric says my wife said it went too fast too.
Listen to your wife. Yeah. I've learned that in life. If I have a doubt, ask my wife. She'll tell me the honest truth. And if she says it, it's probably right.
Yeah, but I mean, beautiful art, Eric. Get out there. Get it in the beginning.
I just want this campaign to be over so I can get my comic books.
And that's the best thing. Have you
got that right?
Have you backed this demon, Phil?
Yes, I have.
That's all three of us, man. Eric, you have 3 backers right here on the panel. That's a very rare thing. So, kudos to Eric.
I can't feedback on this one either.
Okay. My feedback on this is I don't like Indiegogo, and I'm going to ask you guys, and it's nothing about politics. Don't get me wrong. Are you guys having problems? Hey, Jax. Are you guys having problems when you're trying to back an Indiegogo, or is it just me? I had to actually order a special charge card for internet stuff so I could back Indiegogo. I don't know why, but I'm having problems with my card with merchant issues. Are you guys seeing that?
Yeah, as a creator, I really like Indiegogo because of the end-to-end option on there, and that you can, like, no matter how much you raise, you get all the money. no matter what. If it hits a goal or not. I like those aspects of it. I wish Kickstarter would be able to mimic those. And if they did, Kickstarter would surpass all other expectations. But yeah, it's so much easier to order and to pay for your stuff through Kickstarter than it is Indiegogo. It's hard for me to support Indiegogo stuff because of that.
Yeah, I'll be supporting Michael. And I already told him, look, if I can't get this to work, can I PayPal you? And I do that a lot with Indiegogo. It turns out with my friends, because I'm like, I don't know why. It'll just give me a problem, and I don't get it. And I hope they fix it, because I've sent them messages about it where I've also had times where it times out, just trying to charge my card.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. Indiegogo does not have that solid base, and they clearly collect money, because if you're backing a frog for $1 million, people are figuring it out. And I have backed Indiegogos, but lately I've got like 2 cards, and it's not accepting my bank card. So I'm trying to be responsible and not get any more debt during this time. So I'm trying not to use any cards, but I ordered a special card. We'll see on Monday, fingers crossed. If not, he's getting my PayPal money. And here's why. Let's watch this great video. I think
Cut the volume.
Yeah, that's me.
Thanks for giving us a check out.
I'm going to start it over because that was my fault.
Between friends.
Here we go.
Hey there, welcome to the Elysian Fields crowdfunding campaign. Thanks for giving us a check out. Elysian Fields started off as just a game between friends. Nerdy kids debating which mythic heroes would win and bid against each other. Over the years, as things grew, this became a concept I fixated on, knowing the potential that it could have as a story. Now it's a living, breathing thing. And for it to succeed, I need you. So come check out our Indiegogo campaign and see what you can do to bring Elysian Fields Issue 0 to print and beyond. Thank you.
Say hello.
Yeah.
Hey, say hello.
Oh, Jackson.
Hello.
Right in the stomach. Oh, what did you guys think?
I love the video. Of course, I'm the one that edited it for him, so. I'm a little biased, and I got picked up as his letterer, so I'm back this project.
I'm going to need the link for this one because it looks like I'm probably going to go ahead and jump on this one as well, just because the video alone was short, concise, to the point, showed the art, talked about it, and he packed up and said, I've said enough. It's time for you to go ahead and buy this thing. And that was it. I mean, it was done. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that was a hook and reel right there.
All right, guys, we're going to move on to the next one, which is nothing that we can really report. It's just sunny. Of course, this has gotten picked up, and someone was explaining this to me the other day. I think it was Chuck, that this has been optioned and it's not officially a Hollywood thing yet or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a studio that makes that does the stuff, optioned it. So
Okay.
if they decide they want to develop it into some kind of a film or production that way, they have the rights to do that. And so
Still super cool that this is going to.
It is. Yeah, people don't usually option things unless they want to do that. And so that's a really awesome thing for him.
Yeah, the art in this looks fantastic. This could be a motion picture. So if you guys got this now and it became a motion picture, it would be a collector's item. I'm just saying this might be something you want back. It's on Kickstarter now. Get your copy. We don't have a video, though. There is no video. So this is from our friend Larry Holder. This is Otis, and this is the Lunar Rise #1 relaunch.
Pause.
And
Yeah,
Phil-
pause.
Okay. So, guys, I'm going to turn the volume off. We're going to let the rest of the art play. Tell me what you guys thought.
Phil, I'll let you go first.
With me, I mean, the soundtrack that's on there. I mean, I know we were just talking about. So the other soundtrack was had your head bobbing and going into it and having fun. This one just got very loud very quickly and took your complete focus off of what I was looking at on there. I was no longer thinking about the artwork. I was actually focused on the music that was going through there because it was just going straight through. And then for the captions that were on there were kind of bleeding into the picture for me, so it was hard to read them. They weren't standing out much. It's like the font color, the text. I'm sorry, the text color and everything like that was actually kind of bleeding into the artwork itself. So I was having trouble, and I'm looking at it on a phone too, so I'm having a lot of trouble seeing this. But plus I'm old. But it's just one of those things that it took the focus away from it. It's just all it did for me. So that was my problem with pausing.
Yeah. I'm going to echo the same thing. I'm watching it on a 22-inch monitor, so I can actually see it a little bit better. But the font the pacing was really slow at first. Like, the idea of like kind of this lunar type soundtrack is great, but it was paced pretty slow. I always suggest doing a voiceover. If script it out, whatever you're going to write on the screen, just say it. Record it. So easy to do with your phone these days, and just send that audio memo to whoever's editing your book. You can even edit this stuff on your phone. You can subscribe to this thing called it's Adobe Premiere Rush, and it could be done on your phone, and you can make your entire video on your phone, and it's so easy to do. And so always voiceover. If you're watching this and you're doing a video, do a voiceover. Don't throw text on the screen because you don't know how bad their eyes are. If you're not used to putting text against images, you're probably bad at it. That's what a graphic artist is all for. It doesn't matter how cool the font is if you can't read it. Just tell us what we need to know. Like, make sure, be very clear about your message and what the story is. It started out with information about the creative team, and the creative team is really not that important. We just got done watching the video for Mike's video, Odin's video there. He didn't talk about the creative team, and because no one really cares. Show me the art, tell me what it is, and then take my money. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that. This looks like a cool project. The art is neat. And I think that, put that stuff out there for us to see. But I have ADHD, and you will lose me quick. And it's not because I don't want to watch your stuff. I do want to watch it. It's just, I get so distracted so easy. And when it's like all this loud music and I've got to read things and it's slow, that happens to me. But yeah, speed that up. Stick your art there. Don't talk about your creative team right away, and do a voiceover. Tell me about your story. I want to know what your story is about, so I can want to read it.
Anything more, Phil?
I completely agree. No, I completely agree. Everything, again, we're echoing back and forth on that one. And yeah, it needs to be one of those where it hooks you and it reels you in. I mean, it's basic fishing. I mean, you can go out there and you can fish with dynamite all day long, and you can get, a few backers off of it that'll float to the top, or you can go fishing, with actual hook and reel them in and get several of them that are going to keep pushing it out to more and more people saying, not only is this a great project, but you've got to see this video. It was so cool how they did this. Whenever you start getting that kind of excitement in there, it expands to everyone.
True.
All right, guys, let's move on to our next amazing project on the show today. We have Johnny Phantasm, 1977, issues 1 through 3, 24 pages each. Evan Pazos, and apparently Jax is excited about it. So here we go. Jaxie, shush. You're going to ruin the
I'm not seeing the video.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like you're on a different page.
For some reason, you guys aren't catching
Did the
up.
same thing as before. Yeah.
That's fine. I know that there's been problems on the internet today, so I'm not surprised.
All week, man. Ever since we had problem on Sunday, and every day I've experienced problems with the internet.
Yeah, so you guys see it now?
I see it.
Bell?
Yes.
All right. Cool. Let's do this again.
Pause.
Hey, no.
It's their soundtrack. Their soundtrack at that high pitch thing that killing my ears.
Exactly.
I won't be able to watch it any further.
All right, well, let's turn off the volume and let's see if you can manage muster through it. How's that sound?
Yeah, that sounds good.
If you were watching it, you could have just turned off the music if it didn't.
Oh, I would have. Yeah, I would have.
So we'll do it this way. You guys can talk over it while it's playing.
Well, I'm actually trying to learn about it.
Okay, good.
Exactly. That's what I'm doing too.
I like his art. I like the style that it is. I like that the fact that when he puts text on, it's white on black, so that you can. It's easy.
Yep.
It's a good contrast, and it's large font, so you can read it even in a smaller screen. I would prefer a voiceover because I always do, but that music needs to be addressed because that feedback sound in there is just so. It's like nails on a chalkboard. It hurts so bad.
I got to say, the way that he's got the fade out on the font and everything on there gives it that magical feel. It really draws you into what he's getting into here. It's just, if it didn't have the music, I'd be all over this thing.
Yeah, this is cool. I even like that he's showing like some of these layout, like do the layout to the ink to the finish. That's really cool.
That is.
Yeah, I don't normally back on Indiegogo. I might have to go do it. I mean, it's 3 books.
And they're great. I've actually read, by the way, I've read issue 1 and 2. They're really good.
Yeah, I think he's done everything right except for the backtrack on the on the video. Yeah, that was just like, at first time he died, I thought maybe somebody's microphone was feeding back, but then the second time it hit, I was like, no, can't do that. It was not fun.
Okay, do you guys see Rise issue number 1 and 2?
I see it. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, here we go. First time on the show. Let's find out. It's from David D. Miller. So let's go. Rise.
Hey, this is D.D. Miller of Cross Section Comics, and I want to talk to you today about a Kickstarter that I'm running. It's for a character I created called Rise. I do Christian comic books, but these comic books are adventurous and full of action for anybody interested in superhero genre comic books. Rise is about a character named Mark Matthews who, in a convenience store,
Pause.
is caught in.
Phil, keep going.
I paused. So
Phil paused. I've seen the video, so you can go ahead and pause it. Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I'll give him another few seconds if that's okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
A robbery in progress. And during the robbery, the robbers decide to shoot at a woman and a child. But before they can do it, Mark Matthews.
All right, I feel like I'm dancing with someone who doesn't know how to dance, and they're stepping on my toes every chance because he doesn't feel comfortable. There's this discomfort from doing right now, and I thought it was just maybe he'd warm up to it. That's why I wanted a few more seconds before I said that. I don't know if he's reading a script for the first time. The fact that it's 7 minutes, I just saw that. I was like, oh, good God, I am not letting this play to the end. I can't do a 7-minute video. I'm like Luke. I was bored when he first started and he started talking about religious books because I don't have anything against religious books. It's just not my vein. So I'm instantly not a fan because you didn't tell me anything about the story. So clearly your religious aspect to it was more important than you telling me a comic book story. So I'm not your audience. I'm literally called the comics devil. You're gonna lose with me. It's nothing personal. We'll go to the demon and see if the demon felt any different.
It's so funny. A pastor's on with a devil and a demon. That's really hilarious.
We'll end with pastor.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if it's good, I'll read it. I'll pay attention to it and everything. It's got to hook me. My problem is I agree with Rob on the not having the confidence in doing it. It's almost like I'm standing across from him in a con. He's at his table and he's trying to give me a pitch, but it's one of those pitches where it's like, all right, I'll just take a card if you don't mind and go on and I'll find out what you're doing. And I hate saying that because you've got to have that confidence whenever you pitch something, it needs to be, not necessarily you're not going to be able to live without this product per se, but you actually want to have it where it's like, if you don't have this in your collection, then this needs to be there. If it's not there yet, make sure your friends have it as well. By the time I walk away, I've got to be able to go ahead and get on that phone immediately going, hey guys, y'all got to get up here to this con right now and talk to this guy. But for a video, for a video, I just didn't get it.
Okay, so I think it said 45 seconds in, and I don't know anything about the book, except someone got shot. Like, it took you 45 seconds to tell me you're making a religious book, someone got shot. I'm not interested. People get shot all the time.
Do we ever see art or anything?
Let's find out. We'll play it while we continue to talk on mute. So, Phil, you're from Jersey. I'm from New York. People get shot all the time. Make it interesting to me. Show some art.
Well, I've had an opportunity to talk with David, and before, this is a step from what he had. He just had like his logo, animated logo on there. And so the fact he's done a video, I want to say, hey, kudos to that. It is difficult to do a video. And if you've not done many videos, it can be intimidating. My advice is to shorten this down to less than 2 minutes and do a script. Write down a script, word for word what you're going to say. Because what happens a lot of times when you try to just do this stuff off the cuff is you go, so you get those in there. But then another thing that you do is you tend to repeat things that you've already said, which then becomes irrelevant. And so it elongates this video when it doesn't need to be that. You want to make it as short and concise as you possibly can. And he doesn't show the art, but here's the thing. If you look through the page, the art is fantastic. Like, he's got really good art. And he does, and so he's very passionate about his book. But I think that sometimes in that video, I've watched the whole 7 minutes, and it's been, I think the passion is lost in that 7 minutes. And so my advice to anyone making a video is script it out, make sure it's very, very short, but always feature the art and the story first. Even if it is a religious comic, if it's a Christian comic or something like that, or even if you're, it's an SJW, whatever, I don't care what it is. Just show me the story. Let me determine if I'm going to like that or not. You can kind of tell by the character that it has a kind of a Christian theme to it. And that I would end with that. Like, here's the story. Here's some art pages. This is what it is. I'm passionate about it for this reason. And, I'm making this for other, for people that, are either believers or not, just kind of, and they kind of pitch that in there, but always keep that video within 2 minutes. It's just, it's a long time to sit and watch someone sit and talk into their phone. It's a long time. 7 minutes is.
And it's funny, and I'm going to say this. First, the art is great. You put a demon chick in a bikini tied to something or chained to something, I'm opening up my wallet, especially ready to back it. And you put up something that says Christian flag, and it looks like it's a religious thing, I'm lost, and I'm not his target audience. But I can honestly tell you that if you put some of this art in a video, I would be interested enough to keep hearing you out, and I would listen to your pitch, and I'd want to hear what it's about, because this art is beautiful. It is quality. So it's like, and sometimes I do that. I want to take myself out of my comfort zone, maybe I need to grow up and read something that's out of my comfort zone. So, but here's the problem. And I'm going to tell you just now because and no offense to Luke, you can do this if you want, but churches are on the downcline. There are less people who are feeling very religious nowadays. So your market's getting smaller and smaller every year. So you might not, I'm not saying don't believe. By all means, I have my beliefs. I have my faith. I am a person with faith, and a lot of people are weirded out to hear that. And everyone forgets that the devil began as an angel. And see, I know some stuff, Luke. I know some stuff.
So, I know that you know some stuff. But actually, the statistic is 80% of churches in America are on decline. And only 7% of churches in America are growing. And so you're absolutely right. There's something the church is doing wrong as a whole. Yep. And about 7% of them are doing something right. And so we have to do something different to share the gospel. I really applaud David for doing what he's doing, to have, to use this, as I talked with him, he uses this as not just about comics and making money, but it's a ministry to him. And I think that's awesome. And I think that there's people that would be interested in this. There's definitely a market for what he's doing. even if the market is declining. I think more people right now have faith, but less people go to church. And the reason why is because churches have hurt them. They've had bad experiences there. They've had experiences with other Christians that were not positive, or pastors that weren't positive. And so they're still looking for faith and for God. They're just looking other places. And this is an opportunity for people to do that. And I think that if you package that video a little bit better and definitely focus on the art, if you scroll back up to some of those art pages, man, they were really, like, some of these are really, really good. The art and the colors are just so vibrant in these things. Back up, there's some really interesting pictures, like some pages that were cool. Like that page right there is really cool. I think you said something about, like that cover with like the demon creature is really cool, like with the muscles and shading and everything. I mean, just you pop out with that stuff right there, and you're gonna draw some people's attention. And
he's still talking, and we do have to move on because this is a fair show, and this is getting a little more time than everything else. And I want to there. Before the preacher interrupted the devil, as the devil was saying to you, David, I would stop talking about religion, and I would start saying my take on faith. That simple word change. This is my take on my faith. You're inviting people to see who you are. You're no longer preaching to people. Invite people to be part of your conversation, because you can actually get someone to sit down and listen to you, as opposed to saying, well, this is about what I've been taught, so I'm going to give it to you now. And that's a lot of people disconnect at that point. Would you agree with that, Luke?
I do. Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Yep.
If I can say something real quick on this.
No.
Religion aside, and looking at it from a business standpoint, a fan standpoint, a marketing standpoint, why are you cutting off some of your demographic? As far as I'm concerned, go ahead and show the art, tell the story, and then whoever wants to jump on board can jump on board. So you're not flying a flag in either direction. If you wanted to make a book about Where's Waldo dies and goes to Mars where he can no longer hide, are you only going to talk about, hey, if you like Where's Waldo, you'll love this book? No, you want to go to the science fiction fans. You want to go to the ones who are in the supernatural stuff because he dies. You want to hit all those demographics on there, and you're kind of limiting yourself whenever you come out flat and foremost saying this is what this is and that's how it's going to be.
I will say this about Where's Waldo as we move on. Did you guys see the 2020 release of Where's Waldo? Every page is just him in an empty stadium or an empty train station.
That's hilarious.
Hard. It's no longer hard to find Where's Waldo. Fucking C-19. You've ruined Where's Waldo for me. But what you haven't ruined is Lilith and Mara. And this is comic book. Before anyone asks, I confirmed it with the creator. The music is okay. We are copyright allowed. This is one of those free to use from YouTube. So we're good, and we can jam out. And of course, Luke's gonna laugh. I'm already in just by this art. So
oh yeah,
the demon. Sign me up. Sign me up. Here we go. Oh, I think we're muted from the last one.
Are you scared? I can see you from behind. You can hear me in your mind.
Did you say pause?
Not me.
I'm coming closer.
I'll start this just by saying this. I like that video so much. And you saw Jax. Jax was literally behind me watching it. He made me watch that 5 times today. The little 5-year-old loved that video. I like the video so much that I already wrote down a note that in the 2020 edition of the independent Creator Awards, we will have an award for best video on Kickstarter or crowdfunding, because I think this is an easy contender to take that. The way that he masterfully puts that music to the proper moments of the art is masterful, and it replaces the need for narration. I have never said that before. I have never said that on any of these things. There is someone who has nailed the music. It's not just good music. By the way, I want to download that song and listen to it. If there's ever a fucking gym again where I could actually do some cardio to it or some cool stuff like that. But that's just an awesome timed video. Like, I mean, I don't find much fault in it. The only fault I find in it is that he didn't send me a copy already so I could be reading it. That's the only fault I have against our friend out there. But besides that, I think Jason really nailed it. I think kudos goes to me. I got nothing more to say. For once, I'm just going to, the devil's satisfied.
I will say, as far as my standpoint, I've already got mine in the pipe to go ahead and get as well. And then I believe this is Jason's project. Jason, if you're listening, if you're watching this, I definitely want to do a review on this as well. As far as the video is concerned, the devil's spot on that one, because what got me on this, actually, I had a friend that told me, he sent me the link and he said, you've got to get on this. And I said, well, why is that? And he said, just go check it out. He knows that I've done Kickstarter Pause. He knows that I've done things like this before. He said, just go check it out and give me your honest opinion and tell me if you back it. And I came back, and not only did I tell him I backed it, but I passed it on to several of my other friends, and we've been passing that link around trying to get more people on there. Now, that all aside, with the video itself, what got me was, as you're going along and that music kicks in, and automatically I'm in the critical mode where I'm like, all right, this can go very badly. You're just ready for that train wreck to happen. And then all of a sudden, everything just fits. Like the puzzle pieces were just made to fit perfectly with the music that was playing, the artwork that was there, the dialogue that was on the screen, everything, and it fit perfectly. So as far as I'm concerned, you got the demon seal of approval on that one.
Now, I think we should just skip Luke. I don't think this is in Luke's wheelhouse.
You would be surprised. You would be surprised. See, now that right there, my friend, is stereotyping.
No, you picked
so here's my
pastor.
What's that? What'd you say?
You picked to be a pastor. I don't know. I don't know.
Here, okay, you don't pick to be a pastor. Okay, you're called to be. If you pick to be a pastor, you're a fool.
But here, I'll prove my point. Watch this. Everyone watch Luke's face. Watch the face. Shit, motherfucking dog eating bitch mother asshole. Like, he's like, I hate you, Rob. Why do I come on your shows ever? No, but Luke's actually open-minded. I'm teasing because I know who he is. I know that he's a great guy and he never closes his mind. I write a fetish book and he found it interesting when I was talking about it. And he said, not for me, but I think that you're really discussing something. So I give him a lot of credit, but I have to pull his leg. He's 40 now. We want to make sure he kept a sense of humor for 40 years.
Still friends with you, so of course. Now let me talk about this video. Okay. I will say, I'm always like, I need a voiceover. This is the first video where I've not needed a voiceover. I will agree. The music, the art, and the text on the screen all work together exactly the way they should have. And Jason did a really good job on it. One of the things that really intrigued me is, as I'm going into this, I'm like, okay, this is not going to be my thing. Two sisters raised in a dark realm. The art looks cool to me. Their destiny seemed clear cut until, and then, once we kind of get into that, like, there's this whole thing about a heart of morality that they didn't know they had. You got me with that, because now I'm intrigued. You didn't alienate anybody here. I feel like this might be a story that is really super interesting for people, and it might teach a moral or morals in kind of an unconventional way. And I'm always about that. See, with the morality of the soul that they didn't know. And I'm like, that's okay. That's cool. And so it's short. It's to the point. It shows off the art well. The music works well. If you've got a devil, a demon, and a pastor all wanting to back this, then you've done something right.
Oh, yeah. And I will say that if Jason, you've based these on any girls that you know, hook a devil up, because those girls, that's my type of girl right there. Sure, they might be trying to kill you, but they're hot.
Yeah, he loves imaginary girls. That's his favorite.
Hey, that got me through high school. You're making jokes, but that got me through high school, Luke. And it's getting me through the quarantine. Say hello to Susan.
It's too much trouble to blow them up nowadays.
Lord, I apologize.
All right. Now we're going to... All right. So no pressure on this one, Luke. This is just Demon Phil. So, rip into it. He's a demon. He's used to the abuse. All right. Oh, I got it.
Pause. Phil, where's the art, dude?
This is the teaser trailer. The other video is not complete to my knowledge.
Okay. All right. I want art.
This is not the one that's going to be on the top of the Kickstarter. No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I want art. I'm not really a fan of vampires, but I am a fan of mobsters. And so I'm like, you know what? That's kind of cool. Vampires and mobsters together. I want to see more about that, but I would definitely want to see the art. I was okay with no voiceover again. You did a pretty good job with the the easy contrast to read, big letters and stuff. It moved at a good pace there. But yeah, I definitely want some art on that.
Well, I am going to give credit where credit is due on this, because Wendy Steen Shaner is the one who did the entire video for this for the team. This is Alton Simpson's project, so this is not even my project. I am just the VP of marketing on this. And then I'm trying to go ahead and get this out. This is my first ever Kickstarter project to go ahead and market. So I am learning as I'm going along and greatly appreciating any and all criticisms and any kind of word of advice, anything like that y'all are giving. And I have used a lot of information that I have gotten from this very show to go into this. But yeah, this is just the teaser video. The other video is going to be attached to it for the official launch tonight.
Sweet.
But who's the actual artist? Like, we're seeing that these are alternate covers. What about interiors? Chris Madd, of course, a good friend of mine. Love Chris Madd. Is that interior art right there?
Chris Ivy. Chris Ivy does the interior art.
No, I'm asking you, are we seeing any interior art right now?
Oh, no. On this, no, we're not. On this one, it's just the teaser for the covers themselves. We've shown some of the other stuff on the Facebook posts, but it hasn't come out in the video as of yet. Like I said, that's going to be released tonight.
Here's a couple just hints to make sure that you're watching for when the video comes out tonight. And we'll watch it next week, of course. Never put a cosplayer in the beginning of your video talking about how there's going to be a cosplay variant. You all, again, remember, get right to the book. Get right to the book. The fact that cosplayers are in it, nothing against cosplayers. There's not too many good books that were made based on cosplayers that became comic books. So later on, exposing that, hey, you do have this cosplayer who's doing an alternate cover. It's a different feel than putting him in the front of the book. And now you're like, oh, is this a vanity project for this cosplayer? And that becomes problematic. Now, of course, she has done great on Kickstarter. So that is definitely a difference to the rule, but this is also for people watching. It's not that you can't do a cosplay cover variant. It's that the average fan does not care about that. They want to know about the story. So like we've always said, get right to the story. And I am disappointed that this video didn't have interior art, because I did see some of the interior art on the page, and it's pretty good from what I saw. So I do look forward to the future video. And of course, this wasn't meant for anything. I asked Phil to actually bring on something for the show today, because it's launching today. So we did get to see the alternate covers, and they're so beautiful. Chris Madd did a great job. Let's rewatch the video for a minute here. I like Chris Madd's definitely. What's your favorite one, Phil?
You're gonna put me on the spot with that one, aren't you?
Oh, well, parents always have a favorite kid.
My favorite one is actually the second one that Kara, Nicole, and Alfred did, and nobody knows that until just now live. So there it is.
Now, is that the cover? Is this it?
No, that's not that one. It's further toward the end.
Okay.
And I actually came up with cover design inspirations for 3 of the covers that are going to be launched, which is freaking amazing. So I'm greatly looking forward to them being out there and seeing what goes and what doesn't go. We have an amazing team that worked on this. I believe that was the one that just passed just before this one. That was the Kara and Alfred one.
And one thing I'm also noticing, just as a heads up to you and everyone else, a lot of people who come on the show do not like the motion pit. Is that something you said, Luke? You don't like when they turn a comic into motion?
Unless it's a motion comic, I don't care for it, but I'm not the one that said that.
No, but you've been on the show. I think that you were with us when we had that conversation one day.
Yeah.
You did not like it. And I never thought about it till someone said it to me, but it's been something that's been repeated a whole lot. So just keep that in mind, Phil. People don't like it because it confuses them. I always get it because I've seen Marvel doing it now forever, and DC have done it where they zoom in and out, and I'm just like, okay, it's just a trailer.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem. I will agree with Rob what he said earlier. I don't have a problem with cosplayers. But yeah, when I see when the first thing that comes up is a cosplayer thing, then it's I'm gonna probably lose interest. I'll tap out there.
All right, so Eric,
Jason, you should use that. You should totally use that line. That was a good one.
Exactly. That tagline needs to be used.
I think Eric's kind of goating us to see if we can watch his video again. And
I think so.
You guys up for the challenge? You guys, we got a couple minutes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Still no voiceover, but okay, I won't hold that against him.
All right, so here we go, Eric. You asked for it. You wanted it. So here it is. We're going to take another look, and we're probably going to be meaner now because you're at the end of the show. We're getting tired. We're a little cranky.
I've had to take some abuse from Rob.
That made me feel better. I feel good about it, but I'm sure he. All right, so here we go.
Shut up and take my money.
Exactly.
If you don't hear Metallica in your head listening to that, you're just not a metal.
I did hear it. And I was like, close your eyes. Never mind.
Right.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, man.
Come on, I got to hear this.
Dude, I used to. I can do Metallica. Don't even.
Yeah, he's an actual. He play. I don't know if you know this, Phil. He plays music, so I'm sure he's covered Metallica at one point.
I was a rock star, bro. I was a rock star at one point back when I wasn't 40 and fat.
The weirdest people do Metallica. Metallica's just one of those ones that everyone does, and there's cursing in Metallica.
Yeah, it's a good band. So let me get this. His design on those characters is so cool.
Yeah, I
love that. Yeah.
I want to do evil things to Dorothy now, Luke.
Well, I don't want to hear about that. Let's keep that for your after hours show. I mean, it's still it's only 3:38, so
it's somewhere it's midnight, right?
But no, I love the the steampunk feel. I love zombie stuff. I love Oz. I'm interested in the steampunk stuff, and it's not too steampunky. It's just enough. and it's a cool thing. And I'm like, you know what? I can't believe I missed the first book. I like that I can get both of them, and yeah, just shut up and take my freaking money.
Yeah, he's old now. He's a little crankier. He's like, just take my money. Just take it. I don't have time for these young man games. All
Give
right.
me my book. I don't know how much longer I've got.
All right, everybody. I appreciate everyone being on our show today. Demon Phil, we look forward to grading and taking apart your video next week. We hope you watch from the audience. Well, maybe I'll invite back Luke just so we could actually look at your video. You see Vampires in New Jersey has been removed from here because we moved it up because it's now going to be live in how long, Phil? How long till we go live?
We'll be hitting that button at 8 p.m. EST tonight.
Wow. Okay, so check it out. Sylvester Ullman's going to give us Realm of Spirits. Lilith and Mary, of course, went live today. That was one of the ones. We also have from Christy Shin. I don't know why it didn't update. It should have updated. Oh, we're missing one. Something's wrong. Luke, we're missing one.
Oh, we are. We're missing Bill Rouse. He's got like 5 days left.
Yeah, I'm glad I remembered now. And Bill, because you have 5 days, you get to play for 2 minutes without us interrupting. So, Bill, make it work. Make it worth your while. Let me take the code out here. So we don't have any problems playing it. Here we go, Bill. What do you got for us? Oh, it's 43 seconds. He gets the full play.
Creator of Tribulation Task Force. Welcome to Thief in the Night, appearing in Tribulation Task Force Parables #1. This is our 4th crowdfunding campaign. We've fulfilled 3 successfully, and we have a bunch of back issues available if you check some of our catch-up tiers. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to back Tribulation Task Force Parables #1. Here are some of the rewards you can get when you back our campaign.
Okay, I got some notes. The music was way off on that.
Yeah.
Did anyone else feel that? Like the music just was a little weird, little off tempo. Luke, what's the story about? Because I didn't get any of that in the video.
Well, that one that he's doing with the parables, basically what it is, the story is a kind of a reimagining, if you will, of kind of some end times prophecy that you'll read in the Bible. And so he kind of takes a very creative approach to that. And so that's really kind of what the story is about. And he explains it better than I do because, it's his, but
well, he doesn't have a lot of time left. So, I mean, I'm not going to knock him. It's a decent video. It gets to the point real quick. I just wish I would have known from him because I did actually watch him last night on Brian K. Morris's show.
Yeah. It was a good show, actually. And he normally, he articulates this stuff very well. And the book is interesting, but I know he's got a few different things there. Like he's doing a lot of zero issues and things like that, where you get like mini stories and then like just all kinds of stuff to it. And he's actually crowdfunding his first issue. So the issue of Tribulation Task Force that he has out now is a 0. And so this is actually promoting, I believe, isn't this the one that's doing his issue 1? The art is great. He works with a number of really talented artists. Yeah, this is Parables #1. So,
and like
this is about
beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that he showed the art in the video. It's a very quick video. He probably could stand to take another 20 seconds and just give us just a quick synopsis of what it's about. And he kind of does that a little bit because he did talk about that it's about this guy named Thief in the Night. So this story is actually about him and kind of his backstory and where he's coming from.
Are you the inspiration behind the cover?
That's actually, that's how I dress for Sunday mornings when I preach.
No, I meant the foil.
No, I'm joking. No, actually, he has been doing the foil covers way before I have.
Okay, it looks great. I mean, it almost feels like he tried too hard to get it done too fast. It worked. The video.
Yeah. I think he could have spent a little extra time on the video and not time. I mean, the production is great. The music, I kind of enjoyed it because it was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. Da, 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 you know, I'm like, I'll dance. But yeah, I think the music could have fit the theme a little bit better and just spent a little bit more time talking about the actual story. But it was enough for me to want to look down in there, even though I'm a little more intimate with the project than probably most people are. So.
And we didn't hear from Phil.
I mean, I'm right along with exactly what you're saying. With the music was the first thing that kind of threw me off on that because it was like a 40s elevator style music type thing. I don't know what it was, just throwing me completely off of the focus of trying to keep track of what's going on with it. I would have liked to have known more about what it was actually about because the artwork had my attention. That was a given. It's beautiful artwork that's on there, and the way that the overlay was done where it's actually moving across there at a normal pace. It wasn't too fast. It wasn't too slow. It was actually keeping your attention. The eyes normally move left to right at a certain speed, and it was kind of keeping with that a little bit. If the music was a little bit different, I probably would have paid a little more attention on that, and then just a little bit more about what it was about.
All right. Some housekeeping. So we're on our way out. So we will be starting a panel in just a few minutes. Both of you are invited to join us. It'll be about how to get your actual Kickstarter notice. We are going to go quick. Sorry about the quick scroll because we are running out of time. So I remembered it at the right time. Here's the Christy Shin thing I was talking about. See, I knew something looked off about that. So she's going to be on Kickstarter on the 20th. And there's a preview link. Please check that out. Very funny creator. Very, very awesome person. Remember that $1 can show, it has a powerful meaning to Kickstarter. And I address it here with the power of a single dollar. Just a single dollar can help make dreams come true. Every dollar is a declaration of support and belief. It helps the creators and the team behind the book. Just $1 helps create new world and keeps creators creating. All right. And this is why I get at cons. Hey, enough. You want to say hi? Say hi. And Kickstarter for the Independent Creator by the one, the only Madeline Holly Rising and Christy Shin, who we talked about. They have successfully funded over 6 now. I think she's at like 10. Boston Medical Society Kickstarters has raised over $10K in almost all of them. Check out this great book on Amazon today. And we're going to leave the show with actually, and how cool is this? And this is why I wanted Luke on. Luke gets to actually say something about the Cat Dad and Supermom project. He gets to actually break the news about the hidden extra stretch goal.
Extra stretch goal for Cat Dad and Supermom is there's a variant cover that I did on a live draw just a few weeks ago. Not a few weeks, like a week ago, right? Like last Wednesday, a week ago today. Yep. And a week ago today, you were like sitting at like $700 or something like that, wasn't it? Like $600 or $700. And you hit $1,000. You hit $1,000, and so now that is going to be a cover for Cat Dad and Supermom, and that's awesome. And so it's actually being colored by Eric. What's Eric's last name? Do you know Eric's last name?
Hodson. Sorry,
Hodson. Yeah, he does the. He's the dinosaur guy. He's the dinosaur man dude. So yeah, so it's pretty exciting that we get to stick that on a book, man. It's awesome.
And me and Luke have been talking about possible future possibilities with the franchise that I never was inspired to do till I saw Luke's art. So that's how powerful an artist can be. They can make writers be inspired.
I feel good about that because normally my art just inspires people to get sick. Joking.
And to Luke's credit, he has gotten so much better at everything he did since the first book. He's always getting better. Just a very talented artist. I thank him for being on. But it's time to say goodbye and tell them where they can find you. Demon Phil, you're up first as I get beat up.
Demon Phil, Comics and More New Jersey. Comics and More New Jersey on Facebook, YouTube. I have my shows. I'm going to start going on a regular basis. Right now, you'll see me just all over the place. Right now, just to let you know, tonight, 7 p.m. Comics and More New Jersey on both Facebook and YouTube. We're going to be doing a live launch party for Vampires New Jersey. So an hour before we launch, we're going to be up there, and I'm going to get as many of the creators on my panel as possible. Right now, I have 4 that have gone ahead and said they will be there out of the 6. So hopefully we'll get some more. And that is going on tonight. Tomorrow, I have Monty Michael Moore on my show at 9 p.m. live. That's EST all the way around on the times.
Luke.
My name is Luke Stone, and I am I do the pictures and words for this book over here, Hybrids of the Sons of God. You can find that right now. If you missed the Kickstarter for that one, I do have a special deal going on our store over at Starcross Comics. Just go to starcrosscomics.com, go down to the physical store, and you can find all 5 books plus all of the trading cards and some mini posters for $30 plus shipping and handling. So if you do that, that'd be great. Also, you can learn more about me at lukestonestudios.com. And then you can find my YouTube over there. And every week I do a live draw. You can see me drawing a little bit here occasionally as we talk. But I do a live draw. And tonight at 7:30, I'll be doing one on YouTube and Facebook.
I want to thank everyone for being here, everyone who tuned in, all the people who gave us some great comments today. You can find me right now until this is over at catdadandsupermom.com, where we're raising money so this little kid can learn not to bully his daddy. No, I'm kidding. We're going to be raising funds. Remember, every dollar counts. We have now a drive to get to 100 backers. $1 can help us get there. Show support, attract attention. We're out. We're going to 4 p.m.'s panel. I'm going to have to bribe this kid so he behaves now because he's gone crazy. I blame the people that are raising him for how he's acting right now. So,
aren't you raising him?
Oh, no, he's raising himself, I think. I want to thank you guys for being on the show. You guys have been awesome, helping us learn where your attention spans stop. And this has been another edition of the OnCon Network, the Kickstarter Pause, and the Advocating Network. And remember to be kind.
And rewind.